Time was not a number then. The hands of a clock did not turn, and the pages of a calendar remained blank. Days and nights came and went, yet no one counted them. Seasons changed, storms passed, rivers flowed, but humans did not measure time in minutes, hours, or years. In that vast, untamed world, the concept of schedules or dates did not exist. In this world, there were no countries, no borders, no kings or queens, no laws, no cities, no schools, no markets, nothing that we recognize today. The world was pure nature, immense, wild, terrifying, and breathtakingly beautiful. Rivers ran like silver ribbons, forests stretched endlessly, and mountains pierced the sky. The earth was alive, uncontrolled, and dangerous. Amidst this vast wilderness, there existed a creature fragile, weak, and almost insignificant. It had no sharp teeth, no powerful claws, no speed to chase prey, and no wings to escape predators. But this creature had curiosity in its eyes, a spark that would one day transform the world. In its small, trembling hands was a stone, a simple stone, yet one that would change everything. This stone would not just be a tool, it would become the first instrument of human civilization. This was the beginning of the Stone Age. The Stone Age was more than just an era of using stones. It was the first chapter in humanity's long and arduous struggle for survival. Back then, humans did not know metals like copper, bronze, or iron. Even imagining metal was impossible. People had only three things to rely on: stones, wood, and animal bones. This era began around 3.3 million years ago and lasted until roughly 5,000 years ago. Consider this: around 95% of human history was spent in the Stone Age. This was the age when humans were learning, surviving, and slowly becoming what we are today. The Stone Age is not a single uniform period. It is divided into three major stages: Paleolithic, the Old Stone Age. This is the longest phase of human history. During this time, humans were hunters and gatherers. They lived in caves, braved the wilderness, and survived on what nature offered. They did not farm, build permanent homes, or use advanced tools. Life was a constant battle for survival. Mesolithic, the Middle Stone Age. During this transitional phase, weapons became smaller and more sophisticated. Humans began living near rivers and coasts. Fishing, simple agriculture, and temporary settlements started appearing. Neolithic, the New Stone Age. This period marked a revolution in human life. Agriculture began, permanent settlements appeared, and the seeds of civilization were sown. Humans learned to domesticate animals, plant crops, and form small communities, laying the foundation for cities and nations. During the Old Stone Age, humans were nothing like us. Their bodies were slightly stooped, skulls small and foreheads low, but their brains were growing larger, expanding in intelligence. The first humans, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and later Homo sapiens, were born not in cities, but on African soil, specifically in East Africa's Rift Valley, in regions that today are Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania. Fossils from this region make Africa the cradle of humankind. Humans did not remain in Africa. Driven by hunger, curiosity, and changing climates, they spread gradually across the continents, from Africa to Asia, then to Europe, Australia, and eventually the Americas. This migration took thousands of years. Humans were nomads. They moved wherever food was available. Land, ownership, and permanent homes did not exist. Survival depended on the group, the family, and the collective. They lived in caves when possible, the safest shelters against rain, cold, and wild animals. Where caves were absent, they built temporary huts of wood, leaves, and animal skins. Life was temporary, moving with the seasons, yet filled with ingenuity and adaptation. The first tool, the stone. A simple stone fell into humans' hands and transformed them. With stones, humans cut, broke, hunted, and defended themselves. This was the first technological revolution. The stone elevated humans from weak creatures to dominant species. Weapons were simple but clever. Stone axes, sharp flint, wooden spears, and bone knives were made through intelligence and skill. Humans learned to shape stones, sharpen edges, and create tools, the first sign of human ingenuity. Hunting, the most dangerous activity of life, was a test of courage, patience, and strategy. Unlike today, where food is bought at markets, survival depended entirely on success. A failed hunt could mean starvation, death for the elderly and children, and disaster for the entire group. Hunting was a collective effort. A person alone could never bring down a deer, buffalo, or mammoth. Groups planned, coordinated, and executed strategies. Some would chase animals forward, others would block escape routes, and hunters would wait with spears. Hunting was the birthplace of teamwork, leadership, and communication. Animals hunted varied by region. In Africa, deer, zebras, and wild buffalo roamed. In Europe and Asia, humans hunted horses, reindeer, and rhinos. During the Ice Age, mammoths roamed, large, terrifying, and dangerous. Hunting a mammoth meant months of food, shelter from skins, and weapons from bones, but a single mistake meant certain death. Life beyond hunting. While hunting brought immediate sustenance, much of the diet came from gathering, primarily done by women. They collected fruits, seeds, tubers, roots, and honey. Women were the first naturalists, knowing which plants were poisonous, which fruits edible, and which seasons offered specific resources. This knowledge later led to agriculture. Children grew up learning survival skills by observation, imitation, and oral storytelling. There were no schools, no books. The elderly were walking libraries, storing memories, experiences, and knowledge. Nature was a teacher. Humans respected it, understanding that survival depended on harmony with the environment. This was the primary environmental consciousness of humans. Fire, the greatest revolution. Humans eventually discovered fire. It did not originate from humans. They saw nature's fire in lightning and volcanoes, but one day they learned to control it. This moment transformed humans from ordinary animals into beings capable of culture, planning, and civilization. Fire brought light in darkness, protection from predators, warmth, and the ability to cook. Cooked food improved digestion, strengthened the body, and allowed the brain to grow. Fire gave humans time and safety, allowing them to gather, think, and talk together. Language emerged in this process. Gestures, sounds, and expressions evolved into words and sentences. Coordination improved, planning became possible, and human society began forming. Fire and language together rewired the human brain for future thinking, strategy, and problem solving. The birth of society. Stone Age humans lived in groups of 20 to 50. Each group had hunters, gatherers, and elders. Leadership emerged not through strength alone, but intelligence and experience. The elderly guided the group, knowing the dangers, seasons, and the behaviors of animals. Cave walls became the first canvas for art and storytelling. Paintings depicted hunts, animals, dances, and daily life. Handprints declared, "I was here, I exist." This was the first sign of self-awareness. Humans also began contemplating death. Graves with weapons, food, and flowers indicate a belief in life beyond death. Spirituality, rituals, and moral codes emerged, the first forms of religion and ethics. Rules existed even without writing: sharing food, protecting each member, avoiding theft. Breaking rules had consequences, punishment or expulsion. Society became conscious of fairness, cooperation, and future planning. Humans began thinking ahead about hunts, winters, and children. This was the origin of planning, sustainability, and the journey to civilization.
from nomads to settlers. Thousands of years of hunting and gathering eventually brought change. Climate shifts, extinction of animals, and dwindling food sources led humans to question, must we wander forever? Can we make our own food? Observing nature, they noticed how seeds grew into trees and plants produced food. This observation sparked agriculture and permanent settlements. The transition from Stone Age nomads to settled humans was gradual, the result of thousands of years of trial, error, and observation. Yet every modern advancement, cities, countries, technology, artificial intelligence can trace its roots back to this era. The legacy of the stone. A simple stone taught humans to think, create, and survive. Fire, language, hunting, gathering, art, and spirituality were all gifts of the Stone Age. The hunter, the thinker, and the gatherer within us remain, even in our skyscrapers and spaceships. Modern humans may touch the sky and explore space, but once we were cave dwellers, hunters and gatherers, holding stones, staring into an unknown future. That stone was our first teacher. It wrote the first chapter of human history. This was the Stone Age, the foundation of civilization. Here, an era ended, and the journey of humanity began.